Hello, Linda.
Hi, my sweetie. How are you?
I am well. How are you doing?
Well, I woke up. So look at he opened that door. I woke up at 2 a.m. wide awake. I went. Somebody said it could be the moon, and then I watched that movie Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh my gosh.
I loved it. So I watched the whole movie. Finally went back to sleep around 4 something. Woke up at 6:30. Had my coffee. Fed the dogs. Laid back down. Probably dozed off for a couple of minutes. And then I put on Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. I haven't finished it, but I'm totally engrossed. I haven't seen it in a long time, but that's a good movie too.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe like you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and then
Wide
turn on
awake.
TV.
I wake up sometimes. I got to use the restroom, but I usually can go back to sleep. I could not go back to sleep.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So,
Oof. Yeah. Well, I saw a goofy movie last night, which I was just shocked that they even made this.
what?
Blazing Saddles.
Oh, that was hysterical. One of my favorites.
Hysterical. And I'm going, there's no way that could be made today. And it's such a shame.
Right, but it was famous back in the day, especially around that. My brother loved that part around the fire. Everybody's sitting there cutting them. Oh God, potty stuff. My brother used to love that.
Yeah. And so I was watching on TMC where they kind of talk a little bit about it. And they gave the studio gave Mel Brooks all these notes. You need to clean this up, clean this up, clean this up, clean this up. And as the studio execs left, Mel Brooks just threw it in the trash can and got his movie made his way. I don't know how that happens.
I don't nowadays they couldn't. But what was it Madeline Kahn that played the woman? She was so funny. And she said, "Oh, it's true, it's true.
It's true." And the great Gene Wilder. Oh my God.
So funny.
Yeah.
I love that Frankenstein too. That was a good movie. You know, I actually watched last night was, and I knew his daughter and the family. Stanley Kramer's Mad, 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 Mad World.
Oh yeah. Was it? Oh yeah. Stanley Kramer?
Stanley Kramer did that. You know, he did Ship of Fools and The Quiet Zone or whatever. But he said he was determined to make a funny movie. And when that word got out that he was going to do that movie, every famous comedian has to be in it.
You know, and the fun part for me watching that movie is to see what new famous person is going to come out next. Because it was just like one after another after. I mean,
Jack Benny, he said, oh my, you know. But the other movie I watched before that, I've been getting on a kick of old movies. And I have so much work to do. I don't know why I'm doing this. But I watched My Cousin Vinny again.
Yeah, that's great.
Your Honor, these two youths.
These two youths.
Okay, let's get to our questions.
Let's get into it. So we got some great questions. So thank you all for bringing these in. So and one of the cool things that I noticed about the questions, there's only 2 questions about 45, about Trump. And I'm like, yay, let's drop that energy. You know, he's going to be taken out. It's gone. He's leaving. He's still yakking, but it's so good. We're only getting 2 questions instead of 40 about him.
Right. So. But, you know, I just want everybody to know that on Mel's show today, we took a look at the DOJ that the attorneys met. I think they were wondering if they were offering a deal or asking for some sort of deal to keep him out of jail. I think the DOJ may have said, I'll tell you what, you don't let him run it for president again. And Trump will refuse that.
Oh.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Interesting. So you got that the Jack Smith or Garland said to Trump's attorneys, keep him from running again and
maybe we'll consider it. Yeah, but Trump won't stop. No. They'll
know.
beg him, but he won't. Say.
Yeah, I definitely can see that happening.
Yeah,
He'll go, he'll know, because he's like delusional,
I know.
so delusional. All right, well, let's flip to 45 light, which would be, I guess that would be DeSantis. And I was thinking about this. So you have the Florida censorship, and I go, is this, the Democrats had censorship. Tipper Gore, remember her when she was censoring all of the lyrics in rock and roll music?
Tipper Gore?
Tipper Gore.
I thought that was a male.
No, well, okay, maybe she is. But yeah, anyway.
That was a Democrat?
Yeah, it was Al Gore's wife.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I think I remember something about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, to me, we just kind of are flipping back and forth. So, luckily, I think the Democrats are on the right side. We have Pride Month, which I want to honor. But Viktor Orban of the conservative, he's like a hero to the Christian right, and CPAC has had their meetings all there. So I just want to look at the Florida censorship thing. And I know DeSantis isn't going to win he's not going to be president.
He's not going to be president.
But is he going to finish his term as Florida governor?
I think he might, but he's, besides the censorships they're doing, he's gone overkill. You can't even talk about him unless you're registered in Florida. He's cutting out all immigration. He's taking away women's rights. What is so appealing about that to the American people?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So he's cutting his nose to spite his face, but he's already arranged it that he can stay in there. But I see, especially when he loses and he doesn't win the primaries, I see a lot of people petitioning for him to get out.
Right. Well, let's just throw something real quick on him after the primary, after he loses, he's in Florida, and see if he's like going to be exiting.
I got a hit today that, you know how he said to everybody, if I win as president, I'll consider pardoning President Trump.
Yeah.
He was lying. You didn't see his fingers crossed behind his back.
You're telling me that you think Ron DeSantis lied?
Oh, he lied.
I don't see him exiting, but I certainly see something similar with him being out in the cold, losing money.
Losing people around him.
Yeah.
There's some trouble he's going to get into about money. I don't know if it's what he's doing with the Florida people's money or money they took in for emergencies for hurricanes, but there's some legal thing that's going to happen. He's going to get cut off at the knees. That's what I'm seeing. Whoop, one fell swoop. Maybe from a rooster to a hen. Boom, gone.
Yeah.
Something's going to cut him down. He's so big in his ego. He actually thinks he can win, by the way.
Yeah.
He actually thinks that, and then he's doing the brown shirts right out of the pages of Hitler.
Of Hitler.
Right out of the pages. So we can have this bully cops hustling and beating people. People are leaving in mass.
Unbelievable. The other thing that turned my stomach with him when I saw a little clip of him on the news was him holding a baby. And I'm going,
did he look uncomfortable?
I had a hard time watching it. it just turned my stomach so much, and I don't even know if that's his baby. I don't know
I
anything
don't think he
about
has
it.
a baby, yeah.
I don't think he does either.
Not a baby, he's got 2 little kids, but
Yeah. The person that scares me in that orbit is his wife. I look at her and I think,
she looks like a Stepford wife.
yeah, yeah. But I just think that she wields a lot more power than he does in that
Really? Because he
relationship.
seems like a little Napoleon,
Yeah.
little short little thing. You can pick him up with his patent leather boots and throw him across the room. Jump ass.
Ooh, stepping on those patent leather boots.
Dude.
Yeah. All right. So let's go from one toxic, and then speaking of toxic, down in Florida,
Yeah.
that green algae that is like full of disease.
I didn't know it was full of disease.
Yeah, it's got, what is it? I read this and now I can't remember. It's got some, I can't remember. So anyway, we won't go into that.
Diseases that hurt humans or for
Yeah.
the mammal life or
Yeah.
oh my God.
And I read it and now I can't remember, so I apologize for
But
that.
they're planning on sledging it up, right? Removing it.
I don't know how you can. It's so
And let me
huge.
tell you, we get a hurricane now with the sledge. Oh my God, it's gonna go
Oof.
everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So Florida's in for it, I think, this hurricane season.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so let's go to Texas and Paxton. He said the quiet part out loud that they stole votes in Harris County, and somebody was asking, what is Beto? What's he thinking now that?
Oh, he won.
Yeah,
he needs to challenge this in court. And I don't know what he's doing now, but I see them talking about it.
right. There was, and in Harris County,
Yeah.
they've got, I've read on this before, there's a group of judges down there, and they call themselves Harris County Black Girl Magic. It's 19 Black women who became judges in Harris County. And they all got voted in like 2020, I think.
Yeah.
So they were going, well, we didn't plan this. This wasn't any kind of a plan. But I want to know if you can tap in, if we can tap into this, what they call the Black Girl Magic. These 19 judges in Harris County.
And that's where they want to shut down all the rights of voting in Harris County.
Yeah. So are they going to have something to say about Paxton shutting down the voting in their county?
And Abbott just did something where Harris County can't vote. They're screwing them over. And also some people on YouTube are saying we need to take people down to vote. No more.
Yeah, right.
That's where, because not Abbott, Paxton held out 2.5 million votes. So you want to know if those judges will help.
If those judges, because they may, it was super powerful when they got in, and it nothing planned. It was just, that's kind of what happened.
They will end the bull. Let me tell you right now, they will end it. They will end it. A whole new world is in front of Texas right now.
Yeah.
Look at the outcome card.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're bringing a big stick.
Exactly.
They've got the big stick coming at them. This is Beto. He's crying. It's like, oh my gosh. And it's the people.
He won. I'm telling you, he won.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Sword of truth coming at him. Those women, those judges, Yeah, they're gonna have a big
I
say.
think Paxton holding 2.5 million, which is interesting, he confessed to it,
Yeah,
will even go before the Supreme Court, and they have nothing but to vote that it was illegal
right,
what he did.
right.
He said if he didn't do it, Trump wouldn't have won.
Mm-hmm. I know. Oh my gosh. Uh, I know. All right. Well, let's should we stay in the sewer or should we go to the sky? Let's stay
I'd
with
like to smell something in the sky.
okay, okay. We're going into the sky. So your lineage is Cherokee, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
No, Comanche.
Comanche. Okay. So there's many Native American legends about the white buffalo calf woman.
Yes, and I've seen a couple of white buffalo
Right. There was a baby calf that was just born
to a white buffalo.
to a white buffalo. Right. So the legend is, according to the Lakota Sioux, and I believe the Cherokee. I thought maybe you're from Oklahoma, right?
Right, but from Lawton, and that's where the Comanches are located.
Okay.
They were actually from Texas, but we got pushed down into Oklahoma.
Okay. Okay. So, but that legend was that we as the human race lost our ability to be in touch with the creator. And so white buffalo calf woman came down to teach us how to pray, make decisions with our heart versus our head versus our wallet. And so one of the questions was is this a positive sign for the universe that this white calf came into being at this time?
I feel like it is.
I do too. I do too.
Psychically, it feels like it's definitely trying to tell us to purify ourselves.
Right.
That's what I'm feeling.
And
Tell me about the white
I
buffalo.
feel that I feel that a lot, in my daily prayers that I do. And yeah, it's when
Well,
I
there's
get
a higher realm coming in. Yep. There's a
yeah,
higher realm coming in. And there's some justice coming up. So, the toasting of the cups, loving one another, loving the earth and everything around it. The white buffalo represents peace, in my opinion.
yes, yeah. And I got coming in as a winner. I got listening to unexpected messages as well. It's I think for us, as we transition to a better place and a better world, there's still a lot of struggle and a lot of work that we have to do. And the work is to listen to our heart. And that's hard sometimes
Exactly.
because we want a new Lamborghini or we want this or we want, right? New cell phone.
I don't know though. Of course, I'm old, but back in my younger day, it was about having the new stuff. But have you noticed I don't know if it's becoming more evolved or what, she don't really care as much.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't really care about having something fancy schmancy.
Yeah. No. No. I mean, and I don't know, is that an age thing?
It could be. Now, listen, I always had a new car every 4 years because I worked as a nurse in Oakland where gun shooting was, it's like cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that could happen is to have a car breakdown.
Mm.
So, and I used to have to drive from the East Bay to Oakland. So, and I worked night shift. So, I always had a car. I was always used to that. And then, now, for tax reasons, especially if you lease, you can take it off. So
Right.
I drive a Lexus. And I drive the Lexus because it's damn comfortable.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable
And reliable.
and reliable. And I've switched out the lease every 3 years. And I really like it. Now, this next year, I'll probably not lease anymore. But it's a reliable car, and I like it. That's
Yeah.
the only I don't care. I had tried Mercedes and BMW and stuff, and I wasn't impressed. But
Yeah.
the Lexus is very comfortable,
Yeah. Absolutely.
right? But my first car was but that's not because I think in terms of, I don't know. I don't think I even know people that go, "Ooh, you drive a Lexus." I
Yeah.
don't know people that care about what car you drive.
No. Now, if you're in a business where you're doing sales like real estate, then yeah, people care. They go, well, how successful are you? Oh, you got a new car. Oh, this,
Oh yeah, that's true.
that's what it feels like for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Um, Here's one from Jennifer. She asks, when ETs finally make themselves known to the world, will regular folks, I don't know what that is, regular folks, will they be able to
I'm
access?
not regular.
I'm extra regular. Will we be able to access them, or will the government control them?
The government can't control them.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
And they have been talking to regular folks. They've been here since the beginning of time. So
Right.
yeah, no, but I had an ET tell me that mankind is not ready for the information they have.
Yeah.
Even the archangels have told me, vibrationally, they have to lower themselves to talk to us because we couldn't speak their language. The vibrational energy is so high, it's not as a human form you can touch.
Right.
So, we are just babies to them.
Sure. But I also think that we, as we get into that higher vibrational state more through meditation, through ceremony, through what we do in our practice, especially as YouTube opens up to so many people and so many light workers, that I think that we are going to be able to access some of that information easier and easier.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I don't know, are we regular people doing psychic metaphysical work? I think we're getting more and more people in this movement.
And listen, the show like I have now, and you have, people would have laughed at us even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It would have been a nothing burger. But
Right.
people want to know. There's so many people that watch. I see on my stuff Dan shows me. There's so many people that watch that don't even let themselves be known, aren't interacting in our lives and stuff.
Right.
Because they just want the information. They're just curious.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. And I know.
And speaking of Dan, I want to tell you something really quick.
Yeah.
Last night I had a dream I was in a horrible hurricane. I was in this building. It was like an office building. And I could hear pieces of the building getting taken out by the wind. And whoever the staff was, it might have even been a medical building, were telling me, oh God, here we go again. So it was a hurricane in a place that had happened before. And then it was in New Jersey, because I remember thinking, gee, I hope my friend Dan is okay and his family, but there was no way I could contact him. But usually when I have dreams like that, it's some sort of prophecy. Some place that had happened before. I don't know if New Jersey ever had a hurricane.
Yeah. What was that? I think
they did.
Yeah, I think it was a big one, and they're still rebuilding from it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, just FYI, you guys.
Okay.
But Dan doesn't live near the beach or anything, so he should be okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to wind farms. Corinne Smith wants to know about these wind farms that are popping up. She was talking about the East Coast, but we have them here. Morro Bay, they're thinking about putting wind farms out in outside of Morro Bay. And are they disrupting whale navigation? Is that one of the causes for all the whales to
No,
be beaching? Yeah,
no. But I don't see wind farms lasting.
I don't
They're
either.
gonna have some new sun solar thing that's gonna be so much easier.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Because it does kill the sweet birdies, you know?
Doesn't it give them cancer?
No.
No. Um, so, where was I going with this? Yeah, I agree with the wind farm thing. They don't do enough research as to how they're going to keep them in the ocean floor. It just doesn't seem to make sense to me, and
Yeah.
it seems like there's a much better way that's coming.
Yeah.
That I'm sensing, and I'm not opposed to them trying. Although I wish they would do more research
Yeah,
into.
because the actual input of what they get from the wind farms isn't all that great.
Right.
It's
Right.
like I checked into about solar and it was going to be like $50,000.
Oof.
And but it's not going to take care of most of my electricity.
Oh.
It's limited what it'll do. And
Yeah.
then I checked into a generator for Generac, $15,000. And we just had a power outage for 8 hours, a deliberate power outage from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. And I never lost any power anywhere.
Wow.
My refrigerator, my TVs, everything still working.
Yeah. You get a lot of power outage down.
But it was loud. Well, before I had a generator, yeah, but I've never had power outages since I had the generator. The first one was last week, and there's another one the end of this month. They want to turn the power off, but it is awfully loud.
Yeah.
I worry about the neighbors.
Oh.
Nobody's come to complain.
Maybe they're going to come and ask, can I plug in for a little bit?
I would do that if they need to plug in. Like
Yeah.
the neighbor over here could put a extension cord through my garage, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, we don't get the power outages down here.
You don't?
Like,
You remember, I remember being out for a week, and then I
Yeah.
find out that Generac can be running for 2 weeks.
Oh.
Run for 2. It's connected straight to my gas.
Yeah. Wow.
Are you overcast today, by the way?
We've been overcast for the last 2-3 weeks.
Okay, because we had sunshine yesterday. It's overcast and cold and a little windy outside.
Yeah, it's raining here.
Whoa.
A little drizzly rain. Yeah. Hey, what do you think of Chuck Todd leaving MSNBC?
Something's up.
You think?
Yeah, there's something. He might even have some sort of health issue. Something's up. He's still planning on working with NBC, but
Yeah.
when I looked at him, I thought, oh, he's not telling everybody what the truth is. It could even be that they had his back up against the wall on something.
Yeah.
I like the guy that ran that before that died. What was his name?
Oh.
Remember, he
Yeah.
dropped dead of a heart attack.
Yeah.
He
And
was.
Kristen, yeah, I liked him too. Kristen Welker is going to be the next one.
Who's that?
Some female news reporter for MSNBC.
Kristen Welker?
Kristen, that's what I think. Kirsten Welker, Ms. Welker. Kristen Welker. You looking her up?
Yeah, just I want to see if I recognize. Welker?
Yeah. Am I saying it wrong? I might be saying it wrong.
Oh, I remember her. Yeah. She's been on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She's she's no young chick just jumped off the turnip truck. She knows her stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And CNN, that guy Chris Light, he's gone. Light.
He left?
I think he's gone. Yeah.
Well, he said he was fearing CNN's reputation from some of the decisions he made, but he actually left.
I think so.
Wow.
I think, or he's on his way out. I just read something about that. I should do more research before I come on with you. So, oh my gosh. Hey, okay, let's go back into some more of these questions real quick. We're going back into the swamp again. I love what you say a lot recently,
Uh-oh.
which is stop worrying. It's going to be okay.
Breathe.
Breathe. It's going to be okay. So even though so many people are worried about this, a lot of it, to me, it feels a little, right now, I'm just like, yeah, okay. It's almost like gossip. Like Ivanka.
Exactly. And look at MSNBC. I mean, we make our money actually on YouTube from talking. People want to hear about politics.
Yes.
People aren't necessarily interested in kumbaya, which is interesting. They want to know what you're picking up on politics. Right. Why? Because it gives them, especially what we have to discuss, it gives them a feeling of peace.
Mm-hmm.
But MSNBC is running with it, and I love NBC, but it's now time to turn it off because they're talking about a voting with the Republicans. They're putting everyone in there, something that's not going to happen for a year and a half. So why get upset? I get upset looking at DeSantis. I get upset looking at Trump. I can't stand listening to his voice. Now, when the indictments start coming in, we'll be hot on the camera, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Chit chat. We'll be having groups together, chit chat.
So who's gonna get Trump first?
I think Jack. I think Jack's there. I think he already has the paperwork.
Wow.
I think that's why Trump people came in, because they knew it's right there.
Yeah.
But I feel like they negotiated with him, just like I felt that Trump was planning on a war before he was thinking of it. I didn't see a war, but he had Miley draw up plans of how they could hit Iran. And remember, I saw all those generals around a oak table, and they were all saying, get the nuclear button out of his hands.
Yeah.
Change all the codes.
Right.
He is a pure and present danger.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that too, that, Miley was probably just trying to appease him, just to get him to shut up.
Oh, but he was so desperate. And here's the other thing I picked up very strong. I've discussed this already. I felt that he was even planning on just not moving, just staying in the White House. He wanted a war, and he didn't care who they hit as long as they had a war, so he could keep them. He wanted a martial law. He had that guy on his side, Flynn, talking in his ear. And I just feel that they told him, and somebody told me it's in the Constitution, that if someone refuses to step down as president, the military can come in and take him out.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been
But I felt someone told him, it's right here in writing, if you do not leave, we will remove you. And he has such an ego. He did not want to be, some of those funny memes people put where they literally were pushing his desk out of the hall.
Yeah.
He really had a hard time leaving.
Yeah.
And then he kept thinking, I'll say I was robbed. And if I can get enough people to get in there and fight this, then they'll say, put him back in. He's the actual president, but that was never going to happen.
Right. You just got to breathe and let that go. I remember that time. I remember when you were talking about that, and it scared the crap out of me.
What?
With you saying, that he's not going to leave, that he's going to stay there. And then
I saw him with his arms like that.
Militaries, that would just inflame so many people, and they'd be all up and oh my God.
Yeah.
So thank God.
And now Ivanka can't stand him. She's changed her last name. Yeah. I'm telling you, she's the woman years ago that I saw, because there's a lot of women that have gone against him. But there was one in particular that I said, it breaks his heart. It
Yeah.
hurts him. Well, she's the only one that could hurt him.
Right. Right.
So I think she's gone state witness. I think she doesn't want to go to jail and she'll blab everything.
Well, she learns it from the best. So, right. So, because I was doing my research. I did research Ivanka and her name change and what's going on with her. And from some of what I looked at, I read that it's just a rumor that she didn't, but she's now going with. So I don't know if it's a legal name change.
Oh, I don't know if it's legal either, but
Yeah.
she's saying Ivanka Kushner.
Kushner. So when Jared goes to jail, is she going to come up with another name?
I don't know. I don't know. But she will throw him under that bus. I know they're not getting along, but she's a Scorpio woman. And by God, you're not going to leave me. You're going to stay here and raise these kids. Scorpios will put up with partners they don't like if they have young kids.
Right. Okay. Oof. Anyway, so is she down in Florida too? Is that where she is now?
Yes, they bought a place built, I think a brand new place built in Florida.
Yeah. They have that whole little Trump compound where they're all living together down there, which I can't see them all getting together. I can't see the wives getting together.
I don't see her cutting Trump totally out, but she's made it clear she will not be working on this campaign.
Yeah.
However, if he won, she might jump in there, but he's not going to win.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
think
God! If him or DeSantis win, we would be not be a democracy anymore.
No. I just think that we're in such a shifting time, and that the old guard is hanging on so tight and it's so ugly, but they got to let it go, and they can't hang on like this because people aren't going to accept it. They're not going to accept, especially in the U.S., that you can't read certain books.
Oh my God. Ridiculous. And he's going against teachers unions. He's going against immigration. He's going against women. And that's the theme. And he thinks the United States of America is going to be all out for him. Look at what happened in Wisconsin. A liberal judge won because of what she believed in.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a fact that most people in America want women's rights. They don't want you to tell them what they can't do.
Yeah.
And there's no such
don't forget
giving birth or having a baby at 9 months and them taking it out and killing it.
Yeah.
Listen, I've assisted. I remember this young Mormon couple. They were a beautiful couple, and they had a little girl, and this was going to be a boy. And I was there, and then they hustled me out because I was a student. But it was an anti-cephalic male, full-formed male, but he had no brain.
Oh.
He wasn't a cyclops, though. Was he a cyclops? Sometimes the anti-cephalics will have one eye in the middle of the head. And that father was so loving, he stayed right next to him because they don't live long. And, now they can see it on ultrasounds and stuff, but they'll still give birth to the child. They don't kill them.
Oh.
It's terrible.
So tragic. Yeah. So
yeah, well, the thing is, it's bad for the parents, but that baby doesn't even know what happened. It doesn't have a brain.
Right.
Kind of looked like Trump a little bit, now that I think about it. That sort of flat, that head, you know what I'm saying? Kind of has a Trump look. God will punish me. I can't talk like that.
My God.
We're not supposed to talk ugly about other people, but sometimes it's good for a joke.
Okay, so then it's for entertainment only.
Entertainment purposes only.
Oh, and speaking of entertainment purposes only, do you want to spread any election lies? Because YouTube
now
is
you can on YouTube.
Yeah.
Were they pretty strict about that?
Well, I don't know. I know you got blocked on one of the things that
one of the ones with you.
Oh yeah, it was me. Okay.
And they didn't take it off my record.
They didn't?
No. But if I
I'm
do
a
it,
bad man. I'm a
if I
bad,
get 2
bad
more
man.
tries, and if it happens 2 more times, then I'm blocked off YouTube totally.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't know what we discussed. I never could find out what happened.
And was it with Mel too?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was Mel's fault then.
Yeah, okay. Poor Mel. I was just telling Danny about how sick Mel is right now.
Mm,
We'll do prayers for him.
yeah.
Good news is I asked him, do you feel bad? And physically he doesn't feel bad. But he's got a nodule here and they're pretty sure it's cancer.
Oof.
So he's got another fight coming up. I'll have to tell him about your friend
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
real sick, but made it.
He made it. He made it. And it was touch and go for a while, but you know, the doctors are so good when they get on it. So
Also, the doctor endoscoped his throat and didn't see anything else. So it's
yeah, good.
there. And then there's like this ulcer looking thing behind his throat, a black thing. It was ugly.
Yeah. And my friend had it all through his lymph nodes.
Yeah. His oh, he did? The one that made
Yeah.
it?
The one that
Because
made it.
Mel's lymph nodes aren't swollen at
Good.
all, but they'll
Good.
test him. They'll
Yeah.
test him.
Yeah, good.
But he's still going to Africa. And when he comes back, he'll deal with the other.
Because that's coming up around the corner, isn't it?
I think this weekend.
Wow, yeah. Okay.
And then he'll be back on the 18th. So
All right. Well, be looking to hear about that. I'm sure that's going to be so much fun.
I
I
bet
hope
you
he
he's
can
gonna-
have a good time.
he dances with the gorillas.
Yeah.
He's looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. One more question and then we're going to go.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for joining us. And Linda, thank you especially
Thank you, babes.
for joining. So this is just a Linda G question that I get to ask. Will I win the lottery this week?
You know, it's
No,
so
I'm
funny.
serious.
I've had people ask me lottery questions. Even not Eckhart Tolle. What was his
Oh.
name?
Edgar Case.
Edgar Casey couldn't. That the guides will let you dabble into things, but he couldn't help prospectors or anything to do with money. For some reason, they don't allow that.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
wish, but sometimes I'll see cards that look like a chunk of money's coming in, but I can't tell you where. But
Right. Right. So what do we have going on? I'm going to ask you two questions. Is anything going on in the state of California that you feel that you need to let us know about?
you know what I felt really strange, and tell me what you feel. I feel Gavin Newsom is losing his touch. Why did I feel that? Like
Interesting.
people are a little done with him. I don't know why I like Gavin Newsom. So
Yeah.
I felt that. I feel he's being very, very rigid and looking at fires, making sure fires are not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
And remember, they just brought a whole bunch of illegals in an airplane into Sacramento. And
Oh, they did?
It looks like they came from Florida.
Oh, okay.
So that there's going to be an investigation on that. DeSantis doesn't care.
No. It's interesting. We did have one question, and I didn't really understand the question, but it was talking about Southern California politics, and I didn't understand the question, but you brought it up with Gavin Newsom. I mean, I do like a lot of Gavin Newsom's policies, but there's some that I don't like. I don't like that we're opening up the Diablo Canyon nuclear plant again.
Right.
It was supposed to be shut down. So I think sometimes he's thinking short term, and then sometimes he's thinking long term, but there isn't the plan for the long term in.
Yeah. I don't know why I got that hit. You know, that's how it comes to me. I'll be sitting there minding my own business, and then I'll hear, people are are stepping away from him.
Yeah.
I hope we don't go Republican in California.
You know, and people think that California is such this blue state, but you got to look at
Orange
Nixon,
County.
Reagan, Orange County. Yeah, right. So, who was that one? Larry Elders. Do you remember him? He
I
was
mean,
running. He's a talk show host, and that's exactly what we need is another
another talk
talk show host or TV star to be.
or apprentice host.
Yeah. So, anything from your guides as we leave? For
Just
the
they keep telling me to breathe and be quiet. Listen,
listen.
because there's some shakeups coming up. I feel with the earth and even in the republic, when stuff starts coming up, you guys, like even with Trump, I've seen people running to report, running. Remember that vision I always had, like a 1920s movie, when they were in
Yeah.
the courtroom and they all run out to the booth to call and they would knock the booth over?
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that again. Like we're going to start getting bing, bing. Breathe and be calm and just allow.
You know, we've been reading on all this, the GOP with all of them fighting. That's all coming to a head now. They're fighting within themselves, and especially with this, all the presidential hopefuls. They're all fighting against each other. It's going to get a little ugly. So I think, you know, it's important to just get away from it, turn it
Yeah,
off.
I mean, I'm not interested in Republicans who's running or whatever. I'm just not going to go there.
Right.
I can't watch them talk on TV.
Oh,
And, you know, thank God, just like I don't know if you predicted it too, but I saw on the hair of our chinny chin chin, debt ceiling
oh yeah.
be taken care of. And
Yeah.
he did a fantastic job. And I'll tell you what else. President Biden told McCarthy, because McCarthy told him, dude, if I don't get some of this done, I'll have to go in default because they will vote me out. And Biden said, I'll give you some things, but I will talk to the Democrats and help them keep you as speaker. I saw that as clear as day.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, well, and I'm just so proud of Biden and how he has pulled this together.
He is a politician.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
And he knows really how to work within the system.
Right.
Which, you know, we've got some issues, but they can be fixed within the system. We don't need to break it down. So,
and you know what? He's got enough money. He's older. Everybody likes to remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he's going to run again to complete this, that's like people are all upset, but Jesus, thank you, because you didn't have to do that.
Right.
Why would you want to run again and put up with the abuse that you're putting out? But he really feels we need to finish this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I mean, just to imagine the sacrifice that he's going through just to not being able to drive his Corvette.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All
Linda,
right,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been an honor again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.